Hi, and welcome back to the Ascension Playground. This is Ursula, and I'm back with another mini astrology reading using a galactic perspective. For this time, Scorpio Margo. So thank you very much for letting me practice, because each chart has a very special, like a little sound or symphony or song to it. So let's see what Margo's has to share with us. Here we go. So, Scorpio Margo, let's first take a peek. I'm going to start over on this side where I'm looking at what is in domicile. Who's at home in your chart? I can see your moon in Cancer is very happy. So how you feel, how you enjoy family, your nurturance, your early psychological foundation. The moon is very happy to be in Cancer. We also have Jupiter in Pisces, which is also in home. Now, Jupiter in Pisces, but also Jupiter in Sagittarius is also another domicile. So Saturn is in domicile in Aquarius. So we have two of the ancient rulerships happening in your chart. Just it's a positive that you can say, okay, how I expand, the boundaries that I work within, how I'm feeling are set up well in your chart. The area of challenge for you could be in how your Venus, which is in Scorpio. So let's just find Venus in Scorpio first. Here she is in the 12th house. So when you put those tea leaves together, what you value, art, beauty, how you love. So not love itself, but just more this idea of the highly spiritual individual in the 12th house. But your Venus is conjunct your Mercury, how you speak, and your Sun is lighting up the last house of the zodiacal wheel. So usually we start here and the Sun moves all the way around. So you're bringing all this knowledge of the other 11 houses into the 12th house. Oftentimes that would indicate someone who may feel more comfortable with a lot of alone time. So you can process and not feel all the feelings that are around you from yourself and other people. Okay, let's see. Here's what shows up for me. When I look at your ascendant, this is the prow of your ship, how you show yourself in the world, maybe as a wisdom teacher or a philosopher. Okay, so it's in the house of Sagittarius, or the sign of Sagittarius in the first house. There we go. I got my words together. But see how this little purple word ant, that is a short acronym for the word Antares. Antares. And opposite your ascendant is your descendant in Gemini. ALD, that is short for the word Aldebaran. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing for a moment there. Antares and Aldebaran. I'm gonna jump right into fixed stars. But there's something very interesting about Antares and Aldebaran, because in Julia Balaz's class, those two fixed stars hold a very specific energy. They carry the metaphor and the resonant frequency of two archangels, actually. Antares, what guides your ship, is being held by the archangel Uriel. Some people say Uriel, U-R-I-E-L. Uriel is here at the prow of your ship, guiding your ship with a golden ray of light. Okay, so on your other shoulder, your descendant, you've got Aldebaran, or some people say Aldebaran. Okay, so Antares and Aldebaran. Aldebaran holds the beautiful archangel energy of Michael, the blue ray. So imagine if you didn't know this before, but let's say this is the prow of your ship and here's the backside. You've got Uriel with golden light guiding your life in this incarnation. And you have Michael, the blue ray, supporting you from the rear. So what a nice ship that you have here. I always love those two little angels on your shoulders, but in this case, you have two lights, very strong lights. Let's go back to that astrology wheel, right? See how fun putting the galactic and angelic layer is when we start reading charts from a new prism. All right, so the sun or the ascendant, what guides your ship within Taurus, in the philosopher's sign of Sagittarius. So we look for Jupiter. Whoop, boom, boom, boom. Jupiter is showing up in your third house here, but right next to the wound of Chiron, the wounded healer. We each have a wound that we came in with. So eventually we can transmute the wound if we're working on our stuff, and then it can become the greatest blessing. So Jupiter in Pisces, very strong here. All right, so I'm going to stop sharing for a moment and I'll pause and I'm going to go look at your galactic records. Be back in a moment. Okay, Scorpio, Margo, here we go. We are on the starseedsastrology.com calculator, and I have done the brief basic report, and here's what we're finding. We're here down at the Pluto line, nothing here, but we move up to Neptune. And so, my friend, I'm not sure if you resonate with the Andromedan starseed energy, but I would strongly encourage you to look at this starseed qualities and traits of Andromeda, because in this matrix, you would be identified as a very rare Andromedan starseed. Okay, that would be your place of origin. This is very clear because it's showing up on one of the three major lines of the distant planets, Pluto, Neptune, or Uranus. So you definitely, I would say, originated from Andromeda. Now we look at the most recent lifetime and we find a connection in your soul to the constellation called Centaurus. Isn't that interesting? Do you see that word centaur? And we've been talking about Sagittarius, which is the centaur. Okay, so I'm going to move now to doing your extended report. Let's take a peek and see what that might show us. Here we go. It's always so fascinating to take a peek. So I appreciate all this practice that people are allowing me to do. Wow, look what's showing up. This is fascinating. First of all, for homework for you, Scorpio, Margo, take a peek and do a Google search on Beta Centauri Hadarian starseeds. Okay, it is 0 degrees 16 minutes. Conjunct your sun. This is the Scorpionic sun in the 12th house. Boy, deep water, deep, deep, deep water. You can go deep, but find out how your starseed family, the Hadarians, what message they might hold for you. Okay, so we've called out Andromeda and Beta Centauri Hadarians. But before I skip to the next thought, let's see. My goodness. Canis Minor shows up. Aquila. I see, look at the Lyran to your Mercury, to your Venus. Lyra is showing up in Neptune, in Lilith, and in your vertex. As I've shared before, the ring nebulas are Stargate portals. All right, and here you've got the galactic center. My goodness. So have fun. Look at this Canis Major lineup. My goodness. Sirius A, Sirius A, Sirius A, and Sirius B. Seriously, that is very interesting. So let me stop sharing. What seems to, when I look at your chart, it seems like you don't have this huge, expansive, lots of, it's not the smorgasbord. It's very much, much more of a, I'm focused in, and I have a very specific mission. Very specific. So that said, I want to take you to one more step. Let me share my screen. Here we go. And it's back to Debbie Solaris. All right. Remember how I said you have Antares at the prow of your ship, at your ascendant. This is how you show yourself to other people. Here's a little information from debbiesolaris.com. SOLARIS.com. She's got a very interesting name, right? Solaris, soul, the sun is in her name. Okay, well, Antares is the brightest star in the constellation of Scorpio. Again, this is guiding you in this lifetime. Here's some very interesting aspects to what is Antares. Beautiful imagery. Now, this is going to get very esoteric fast. Okay, this part is talking about when we look at the Milky Way, and in the history of the birth of the Milky Way, that there was a stargate created called Antares Stargate, and it was a portal that was supposed to connect, get this, the Andromedan galaxy to the Milky Way galaxy. We're not talking connecting to the Andromedan constellation. No, it's from one galaxy to the next is the Antares Stargate. Fascinating. Now, I'm going to try and not show you the creepy pictures, but here we go. So don't get worried about what some of the images look like. You just decide if the words sound good. Here's what Antarian energy might hold for you. See if it resonates or not. Okay, a non-physical star race visiting Earth through ancient times. Antares is a center for spiritual awakening, and they serve as protectors until the end of this galactic cycle. Let's see. They are helping with the transmuting of energy on some planets. And despite Antares being a stargate like Arcturus, Antarian energies are quite different from the Arcturians. The Arcturians have assisted the Earth in their group missions. The Antarians have not. They are the gateway keepers of the higher realms and dimensions. The Antarian energy facilitates souls shifting into higher states of consciousness. Fascinating. Fascinating. So, Antares, Archangel Uriel, very specific mission of helping others raise their consciousness. How does that show up for you in your life? Well, if it rings like a bell, put a few comments in the chat line. And for anyone else who has a strong Antares component, go to debbiesolaris.com or even consider her website to learn more about very specific star nations. Or visit Julia Balaz. She has a YouTube channel as well, and you can learn quite a bit from her sharings. And if this really excites you, you can always go on to starseedsteachable.com and take some online classes from Julia. Okay, I think my vocal cords are almost at their end, so I'm going to say thank you for the practice. So exciting for you, Scorpio Margo, and see everybody next time on the Ascension Playground. Bye for now.